They sat on the worn steps, Daniel and Thomas, friends since childhood. Now men with lines on their faces, the burdens of life etched deep. Remember when it was easy? Daniel sighed, a wistful longing in his eyes. Thomas nodded, understanding in his gaze. No bills, no jobs, just endless summers. A shared silence fell between them, heavy with the weight of years. A longing for something lost. An old book, found in an attic filled with arcane symbols and forgotten tongues. Within its pages, a ritual. Candlelight flickered, casting dancing shadows on the walls. The air grew thick with incense and expectation. Words were spoken, ancient and powerful. A feeling of energy crackled between them. The book glowed, a blinding light engulfed them, then darkness. They woke with a jolt, bodies feeling lighter, younger, the aches and pains of adulthood gone. It worked, Daniel breathed, his voice higher, a teenager's voice. They laughed, the carefree sound of youth filling the room, years melting away like snow in spring. Days turned into weeks, they reveled in their regained youth, playing video games, staying up late, no responsibilities, just pure, unadulterated freedom. They even hired a caregiver to clean up after them, Mrs. Hathaway. The transformation continued, unstoppable. They shrank further, from teens to elementary school boys, their minds regressing with their bodies. They stumbled, fell, the world a kaleidoscope of new and confusing sensations. Giggles erupted as they splashed in a plastic pool. Naked, unaware of their nudity for the sake of modesty. Innocence personified. At night, they started wetting the bed. The smell of urine a constant reminder of their predicament. Fear crept in. Section 5, Fading Minds. The book lay open, its pages filled with indecipherable symbols. Their memories faded with each passing day. Reading was impossible. The letters swam before their eyes. Writing became scribbles, meaningless. Numbers made no sense. Soon they de-aged to toddlers. Colors were their only language, shapes their only understanding. They were trapped, prisoners in their own bodies, infants in adult minds, frightened. Section 6. A plea ignored. "Mama, help!" Daniel cried, his voice a high-pitched wail. Their caregiver, Mrs. Hathaway, smiled, a chillingly sweet smile. Her eyes held a disturbing glint. She patted their heads, treated them like the children they were. No recognition of the men they once were. Their pleas for help fell on deaf ears, dismissed as childish babble. Their desperation grew. Section 7. The cost of innocence. The days blurred, one indistinguishable from the next, filled with toys and cartoons, a child's world. The memories of their former lives faded. Like whispers in the wind, lost to the innocence that now consumed them. They were no longer Daniel and Thomas. They were Danny and Tommy now, trapped in a nightmare of their own making. The book remained out of reach, their only hope of escape, a cruel taunt. Section 8. Abandonment. Mrs. Hathaway cooed at them, fed them, changed their diapers, all with a disturbingly detached air. She enjoyed their helplessness, their dependence. They were her dolls to play with, forever young. The horror of their situation set in. They were trapped, at the mercy of a woman who had no intention of letting them go. The book, their only hope, lay forgotten up on a high shelf, far out of their reach. Section 9. Her eternal children. Years passed, or perhaps it was decades now. Time had lost all meaning. They were lost in a perpetual childhood. The house was silent, save for the echoes of childish laughter. A haunting melody, their adult lives, a distant memory, a dream fading with the dawn. They were gone, forever young, forever trapped, Mrs. Hathaway's eternal sons.